Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ohio State here at the Voice of College Football. I'm your host, Garrison, with my guy, Cleve Mike. Big day today, everybody. Of course, we all know that today was National Signing Day. A lot of Ohio State's commits did sign their letter of intent. A few people were still waiting on. Also got some shattering news, not heartbreaking, but some shattering news on the coaching staff, of course, with Brian Hartline. We're going to get to it here. Mike, how you doing, bro?
Doing good, doing good. Glad to be here, man.
Oh, for sure, man. So, of course, we're going to talk about the recruiting class, but I think it's only right that we start with the coaching news of Brian Hartline accepting the job of the USF, what are the Bulls down University of South Florida. Of course, we all know that he had taken some other interviews, Penn State, West Virginia, but this is the job that he took. First off, look, this is big time college football, and this is bound to happen. Now, did I think it was going to happen this quickly? No, but at the end of the day, I mean, you look at the job that Brian Hartline has done this season, which has been spectacular in his first time ever being a full-time offensive coordinator. I can't be anything but happy for the guy. Grew up watching him play for this program as a wide receiver, awesome wide receiver. Had a really good career with the Miami Dolphins, then came back, been with Ryan Day for the last, Mike, has it been 8 years or 9 years?
Sure, since you said how long he been with Ryan Day? Since 2019? Well,
Yeah.
2018, was Urban's year or whatever. That's when he was like interim coach. I would say Ryan Day went ahead and made it official.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I can't be anything but happy for the guy, man. He's a Buckeye. Again, played for us, coached for us. I'm happy for him, bro. How about you?
I'm definitely happy for him, man. This is something that we knew was going to happen. He wasn't just interviewing for these jobs just to interview. He was, waiting and finding the right fit for him. Mm-hmm. And now he's gone. And it's just amazing to see how many Buckeyes now we have around college football just out there coaching.
Yeah, and the Ryan Day tree grows. So shout out to him. But and I think they handled it correctly. A lot of the players have talked about, including Julian Jeremiah Smith, tweeted out like Cardinal Tate, Brandon, and it's guys are happy for him. And I think that as Ohio State fans, first off, let me say this: he is the best recruiter in college football. I'm not worried about Ohio State recruiting more so than I am development. But Ohio State has been getting wide receivers long before Brian Hartline, and we will after him. It's still, if not one of the premier places to go play football, one of the best recruiting spots for destinations for young football players. I'm not worried about really anything. I know a lot of rival schools and other programs want us to be worried. Of course, we're going to get some news here about some wide receivers, specifically one wide receiver, but wide receivers that have gone to other places and still, trying to work out what they want to do. But yeah, man, I'm not too worried about it. Of course, he's going to be here with the Buckeyes throughout this Big Ten championship and going through the playoffs. So he's not leaving these guys behind. I think that's what's most important.
Facts. We definitely will be fine, man. I see my guy Aaron was in the chat saying what hurts the most is fan bases have been trolling us all day. And the reason why they're trolling us is because Brian Hartline has been hurting their feelings for a very long time. And a lot of people think that wide receiver you started with Brian Hartline, but it definitely didn't. Like Scary Terry was he was at Ohio. He was at Ohio State before Brian Hartline was the wide receiver coach. And I think that people also forget that Ryan Day was the one who went out there looking for a quarterback, ended up finding Chris Olave. People forget that Garrett Wilson is one of the reasons he came to Ohio State is because he said, I wanted to play in a Ryan Day offense. So a lot of people forget forget about this type of stuff, man. But I think that Ryan Day is still going to have this offense humming, and it's still a wide receiver friendly offense.
Most definitely, and even I think that because he's been so awesome and great at recruiting, I think people forget that he was the OC. That's not going to be a hard anything hard for Ohio State to replace. Brian Hartline is not going to be hard to replace. Of course, everyone has been posting around who they will want. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did tweet it, Zach Smith. I'll say, yo, what are you doing these days?
But, yeah, I mean, hey, we know if Zach, hey, well, they gonna get separate. Hey, they gonna get separation, and it's gonna be elite blocking on the outside. You know, that's definitely one thing that Zach is gonna do. But I saw Jam said people are talking about Santonio Holmes. Yeah, I forgot that he was out there coaching. I also threw out a Hans Ward. One thing that I just feel like that at Ohio State right now, at the wide receiver position, we just continue to elevate and elevate and elevate. And one thing that Brian Hartline has done with these wide receivers is as soon as they step on campus, they are taught to be an NFL wide receiver. And so how do you continue to do that? You go and you bring in another NFL wide receiver. Like people were saying, Santonio Holmes is available. Chris Carter, I remember him being in the building earlier in the offseason. So, I mean, you go ahead. I know Georgia fans would hate to see Ohio State go in and grab a Hans Ward and let him come in.
Oh, for sure.
Work at it. Boy, they would hate it. They would hate it. I was actually talking to some Georgia fans about it, and they did not like that. But I said, y'all ain't offering them a job, so hey.
And then on the OC thing, now there's someone, Mike, that I've been pushing for, and a shout out to our guy Joe on X. He wasn't big on this. A few of us were talking about it in space. I don't think you were there at the moment. I am a Jerry Neuheisel fan. And there's a lot of other much more proven guys out there. But I would really like someone who's younger. He's played the quarterback position also over at UCLA. Everybody doesn't know who Jerry Neuheisel is. He is Rick Neuheisel's son. Was the interim OC for UCLA when they fired their head coach and offensive coordinator, and the offense started to take off. Now UCLA is not a good program, not a good team. But is there anyone that you would have in mind that you would like to, maybe Ohio State look at?
No, I basically told you the guys that I'm thinking of, man. I mean, I know that the UCLA coach is,
as like an OC or wide receiver coach?
Oh, as an OC, man. Right now, it's hard for me to not think about Chip. It's very hard for me to not say, hey, go ahead and bring Chip in. And then go ahead and promote like Billy Fessler or something to like co-OC as well as what I'm thinking. One thing that you want to do and that I've seen has been tremendous in the moving forward, especially this year with the program, is just keeping guys in-house, keeping guys, around the program that understand the program. So if I'm, they already say it's Billy Fessler and Julian's head. So why not, hey, go ahead and let's get Chip Kelly, out there cooking up with Billy Fessler still as the QB coach.
And at the end of the day, Mike, I trust Ryan Day and whoever he hires. I don't care who it is. He's earned that cachet and that credit. What's the worst hire that he's made? Like coming off of the offseason, who's the worst hire?
I mean, a lot of people put like Kerry Coombs on him, but I feel like that was more of an Urban Meyer and Gene Smith.
And he was already there, wasn't he?
Huh?
Was it Kerry Coombs already there or no?
No,
he wasn't. Okay, no, we talked about.
I hear you.
Yeah,
you got to get
yeah. So like that, yeah, that's the worst hire. But to your point, that's one guy. Outside of that, he's been flawless, and so yeah, I'm not.
Maybe the Al Washington, because you hired him as a linebackers coach, bro. He was not a linebackers coach.
He wasn't.
He's a D line coach. So I would say that one as well. I guess I'm being nitpicky. Oh, another bad one, Parker Fleming.
Yeah. We don't speak his name on here. We don't talk about him on here. Those are cuss words. But no, man, it's this is again, Mike. This is big time college football, and yeah, was it sooner than we thought? Hartline will leave, sure, but if someone comes a call and you gotta do it, and I'm happy for him, bro. He's going down to South Florida. He knows that area. He played football in that area for the Miami Dolphins. Florida State, Miami, Florida, you guys are in trouble. Because I gotta think, man, he's gonna get some kids over there, and they're putting money behind him. So, oh, good for him, man. Good for him. It hurts. I ain't gonna lie to you. It does hurt, but we knew this was gonna happen eventually. On a scale of 1 to 10, how worried are you?
Worried?
I get worried. Worried might be the wrong word, but
I say maybe like 10 being the worst. I say a 3. It's hard for me to worry about offense under Ryan Day. Same thing, like everybody was worried, how's Brian Hartline going to do this year as the OC? And it was like I told you from the very beginning, yes, it's hard for me to worry about offense under Ryan Day.
Yeah,
it's very hard.
Listen. As long as Ryan Day is the head coach of Ohio State, I will never worry about offense. Boo Boo the Fool can be the offensive coordinator. I won't care.
Now, I'll say this, like maybe Ryan Day, play calling wise, like what you have been doing or whatever, being able to, be a little tight with the play calling and things like that, and how you're trying to maximize every drive and things like that. You might have to open up the offense a little bit back like you did when you had the Ben Victors and Paris Campbells and stuff when they was on the team. You might have to end up doing that, right? Because you might not have those type of caliber wide receivers, or you might not have, someone teaching them to that level as Brian Hartline was able to do and bring out of those guys. So I think we'll be fine.
Well, everybody, if you are watching on YouTube and if you are watching on X, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, get the content out there for Mike, myself, and Chris, Mark Rogers. It does a whole lot for us. Also, if you're on YouTube, hit that hype button, get us in the algorithm. Does a lot also there. Mike, I'm gonna pull this up right here because let's go over to recruiting. Let's get to the 26. First off, currently the number 6 class in the nation. Just moving down one spot from number 5. I like this class so far. We still got some other guys to see what happens there. We're going to talk about them here shortly. I think this class is it's really trench heavy, especially defensively. We have a lot of defensive recruits. Let's start with that. So, and a lot of top guys in that spot. What's your overall grade of this class so far? And of course, you don't want to grade them yet until it's all done. But where's your mind at right now?
I don't know. I mean, you know me, I'm always a believer of wait till the kids sign, and hey, the kid did. A lot of the kids have signed. So the way I'm gonna go with it is, man, I think that this is, I was watching my guy Juck talk about this class. And he was just, saying that actually, if you look at this class compared to last class, we have more top 300 kids, more top 200 kids, and more top 100 kids as well. So, I mean, I'll say, A minus. There are obviously some things that I would like us to, maybe be a little bit better in, but I'm not about to sit here and complained over spilled milk, man. I think that the Buckeyes are still doing good. And here's what I was looking for was for us to do better on the defensive side in recruiting so that we can keep this up, right? We can keep up the level of play and what we are doing on the defensive side of the ball. And I think that we did that, especially with the recruits. When you hear Mark D'Antoni talk about, some of the players and then mirroring those players and comparing those personality types to guys who are on the team right now. That stood out to me.
Yeah, I mean, you look at guys like Sincere Johnson. You see guys like I mean, listen, if you don't follow like heavily, keeping Blaine Bradford is huge. It is not easy to get these guys out of Louisiana and keep them. It's not easy at all. I'm gonna pull the class back up. We're just gonna pull up the composite, but I mean, you look at him, man. Of course, Sincere Johnson, Kerry Wilder, Jordan Thomas, Simeon Caldwell. There's a lot of guys in here, and I'll tell you one of my favorite players is Emmanuel Ruffin, 6'4", 295. Yeah, who's some of your favorite players in this class right now?
Well, I'm always gonna go with my Cleveland guys, man. Like Sincere Johnson, it's just good to have a linebacker, again, who can go sideline to sideline. And that was like one thing that we had always talked about for years, was just talking about how Georgia linebackers was able to move sideline to sideline. And when can Ohio State get back to doing that and being like that? And now we are. So he's definitely one of them. One of those players that I was like, excited about that I was telling you earlier. Mark D'Antoni was talking about was Jay Timmons. He compared him to the likes of a IGB and Jermaine Matthews. You're going to feel him. He's going to be entertaining to talk to as well. And then the Trench Babies. I'm always excited about Trench Babies. You talk about a Sam Greer, Ohio born, man. Yep. Northeast Ohio, he's going to be a baller. Then, out of what's that? Buford, Caleb Downs, area, Drake Quinn, the edge rusher. So, I mean, I'm very excited about the Trench Babies. And one thing, if we could just get the D-ends, like those top caliber D-ends, to go with what we have been doing at D tackle, how it just continues to get better and better. You're talking about going from a Tyleek Williams to now a K-Mac, who is looking like another first-round pick as well. I mean, if we compare that with a freakish, twitched-up end, that is a scary, scary defense for a quarterback to be facing, a running back to be facing, offensive coordinator.
And listen, this guy who I'm going to talk about real quick, he is he's a Buckeye favorite right now. Because there are people from Texas who have been saying he is the best receiver in that state. And he's highly underrated, and that's Brock Boyd.
Facts.
If you guys don't know who Brock Boyd is,
blonde hair bomber.
Yep. A complete dog. And I don't mean just by his play. I mean by the way he carries himself. Also runs a 21.77 in the 200. He's a burner. I think that's going to be one of the gems of this class that I think a lot of people don't see coming unless you already know about him. What are your thoughts on Brock Boyd?
Oh, I'm excited. I see someone, tweet that it looked like Ohio State got their, wide receiver U-chain snatched. And he said that it's far from it, and it just goes to show that these guys are saying, hey, I'm still committed. I'm still going to play in this offense. And I mean, I think Ryan Day is just gonna show it. A lot of people are saying that Brock Boyd is a 3-star, but Mark D'Antoni said that the rankings are completely disrespectful to Brock Boyd, that you should not pay attention to those. And the last time I would say that the rankings was disrespectful to a guy who came to Ohio State was Chris Olave.
Yes.
I mean, we could also say the rankings was very disrespectful to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
They were.
So, I mean, if you want to put all of your weight into, we didn't get this 5-star and film don't lie. Film don't lie. I remember us having Riley Pettijohn's dad on, and like the services had changed him from 5-star to 4-star, but even his dad was saying, no, he's still a 4-star. Screw it, they're saying, like, he's still not still a 4-star, he's still a 5-star. And it honestly is the truth. And I went and you got to see Riley Pettijohn. And when you're describing a 5-star, it's someone who sets themselves completely apart, like on the football field from everybody else. You can just see that their talent does not match up anybody else on the football field, no matter who's playing. And that's what I saw when I saw Riley Pettijohn on my own eye.
So, sticking with wide receivers, and it comes off the Brian Hartline news. Shout out to Aaron here. Says people saying Hartline blindsided the recruits, but Day said he told them. I don't know. Yeah, those are the rumors going around. Look, sometimes Ryan Day do be lying. I take up for Ryan Day a lot. Sometimes he be lying, but where do you lie on this? What do you think? Do you think they told him? I would assume, bro, they had to tell Chris Henry. I couldn't imagine they didn't tell him, bro.
I feel like everybody, these recruits have known and been seeing that Brian Hartline has been interviewing for jobs. So it's like if they ask for him, I don't believe that Brian Hartline would have lied. So it's like, hey, coach, are you interviewing for jobs? Like, and if he said yes, and they got to be expecting it. Like, you are coaching at Ohio State. That's one thing that that you just know is going to happen. Your position group could possibly be snatched away. And I don't know if you grabbed that screen grab of Riley Pettijohn's mom and her tweet, but she talked about how she was worried about, Riley and the position with Jim Knowles leaving and everything. She was worried, but she actually put her faith in Ryan Day. And she's like, it's an even better situation. And when you're talking about a program who, knock on wood, who has been recession proof, it is Ohio State. You literally, you go from losing Zach Smith and everybody's like, oh, what are we going to do about wide receiver recruits? Boom. Like it skyrockets. It goes through the roof. So, my thing is why you crying over spilled milk, man?
I don't know.
We're going to move, man. We're going
to move. And of course, that leads into Chris Henry Jr., of course, raised in Cincinnati with Pac-Man Jones, moved over to California to play at Modern Day. He's been with Ohio State for a very long time now. And after this news happened, of course, that opened the way for USC and Oregon. Now, Larry.
Hey.
Man, shout out to Larry, man.
Hey, Larry wished we was done, man.
Yeah, man, but
honestly, Larry gonna have to watch out. He gonna still. Everybody is happy that Hartline is gone from Ohio State, but those recruits in Florida is still free game to him.
Yes,
so Larry, you still got something to worry about. Hartline ain't done ruining your dreams. Let's just say that.
But I do believe there's a good chance he still sticks with Ohio State. I also will say I am not surprised by this news. I remember when Jeremiah Smith before he signed his letter of intent to Ohio State, he said, because Miami was pushing for him, and he said, as long as Ryan Day and Brian Hartline are at Ohio State, I'm going to Columbus. With that being said, when you have a kid that's, he's seen as a I don't know if we can say he's generational, but you see it like the stupid talent he has. I can understand why he would look towards Oregon or USC a little bit more when Brian Hartline leaves because you expected to be there with him. I also look, man. I don't know how many times I can say this, Mike. It's in a time like in days like this where people think it's all about money where these kids are going. These kids like to go places because where these coaches are, and Penn State is example A. So and Virginia Tech is example B. So yeah, what's your thoughts on this Chris Henry news? Where do you think he's going to end up at? Or yeah, just talk to me.
Man, it's hard for me to worry about it because it's this young man's future, and I can't criticize him like you said earlier. He said as long as Hartline is at Ohio State, that's where he's going to be. Hartline is not at Ohio State, so I mean, if he decides to go somewhere else, shout out to him. Caden Dixon Wyatt didn't stick, and I said I wish him nothing but the best. So that's just how I look at it as, man. If he sticks, he sticks. And I feel like if he sticks, he's gonna realize, like, dang, Hartline was great, but it's not just Hartline here at Ohio State. Like, that's why Ryan Day was explaining to people. This is not like this program is bigger than one man. Yes, Brian Hartline is not bigger than the Block O. Ryan Day is not bigger than the Block O. Jim Knowles damn sure found out he is not bigger than the Block O. Nobody in the country right now, not even damn Kirby Smart, is bigger than the Block O. Nobody will ever be bigger than the Block O. And this is how Ohio State has kept the consistency that it has had, flat out.
Mike, I got nothing to add to that. What you said was spot on. Now let's get to the funniest news of the day for Ohio State. Legend Bay. If you guys aren't aware of what happened, I'm gonna sum it up for you. Legend Bay wants to be at Ohio State. He definitely wants to be a Buckeye. If you guys want to see what his signing day looked like, oh, buddy, it's just hilarious to see this. This is it right here. This is Legend Bay getting ready to sign with Ohio State. Now, why didn't he? His mom didn't want him to. And Legend Bay allegedly, let's say allegedly. Allegedly, she didn't want him to. And he's 17 years old, so he can't sign for himself. And allegedly, she would not sign it if he picked Ohio State. Now, this was reported, I think, was it 11 Warriors? There is still a chance that he will come to Ohio State. In 3 weeks, it is his birthday, which is when he will turn 18 years old. And then you would essentially have to go the Julian Sand route. But Mike, what are your thoughts on this alleged news? Because when you look at this picture, when you look at this photo, Mike, there are Ohio State cupcakes. There's Ohio State balloons. He's wearing black, white, and scarlet and red shoes. You see the photos right there. Mike, right behind him, it says Ohio State.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said about Chris Henry, man, it is these kids' future, and this kind of reminds me of I remember watching a recruiting video, and a kid picked a different school, and just the mom walking off.
It was Bama?
Yeah, it was between like Bama and LSU or whatever. She wanted him to go like, I think LSU, he picked Bama or something, and she walks off. And it's really sad.
It's allegedly sad.
Yeah. No. This is It's a sad situation. Like you said, I mean, I don't think that you try to troll the Buckeyes by going and getting cupcakes and balloons and all the signage. I mean, there's an Ohio State flag. That's
you
an
don't do
Ohio
all
State
that, Mike. You
flag.
don't
Like
do all that just to say no to Ohio State.
Yeah, that's it's really a unfortunate opportunity. But yes, when this kid turns 18, he can have a say in that. But I mean, it's really an unfortunate situation when you're talking about your life for the rest of your life. You can't even agree with it on your parents, or your parents can't realize like, hey, this is my son's life. He needs to be happy. And it's also just as a parent, it's like, where is your awareness with mental health and stuff like that with these kids? And you're talking about the hardest years this kid is going to go through, where he's going to be going through workouts no matter where he's at, where he's going to contemplate, hey, do I want to do football or anything like this? Hell, shit, he might be at Tennessee and be like, damn, I do not want to be at Tennessee. Does not make me love football. Then what, Mom? Think about stuff like that. Like, you have to think about stuff like that. A program, a coach can change whether a kid loves football or not. We've heard the stories. We've heard the stories, kids, I thought that I was going to be done. G. Scott, he was headed back out west, about to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be a reason or something that makes the kid want to be at these programs, and you can't take it away from them. It's really, really sad. I'm just going to be praying for this young man and his family.
Man, same here, man. Because Legend Bay, man, if y'all don't know about him, that's elite athleticism, elite speed, elite skill of a good young man. And so, hopefully it all. Hey, I pray and hope it all works out for him, because he deserves the best. You've not only have you done the work on the field to get to this point, but you've done the work in the classroom. Because if you don't do the work in the classroom in high school, Mike, you can't get this far.
Facts.
So, and that's on him. And so, shout out to him, man. And I hope nothing for the best for him. With that being said, Mike, I mean, do you want to talk about the transfer portal?
Before we talk about the transfer portal, man, I wanted to talk about what James Franklin has been doing to a previous school, because I definitely want to say shout out to James Franklin. He goes ahead and flips over 10 recruits from Penn State. But it wasn't that caught my attention. It was the way James Franklin celebrated. And the way that he celebrated this National Signing Day was with crumble cookies.
Yeah.
And for the people who don't know or don't understand what crumble cookies has to do with trolling in Penn State, the reason being is Penn State was going after BYU's coach, and they thought that they were soon about to lock him down and sign paperwork. Well, later on, you have the billionaires from Crumble Cookie and BYU, and they said, not so fast. They signed him, and you saw the video yesterday of the BYU head coach letting them know, hey, don't worry about no distractions, none of that. I'm here to stay. We about to finish the paperwork. So it is just very fitting that they celebrated with crumble cookies, because right now Penn State's class is crumbling and their program is crumbling.
When and it looks like they are going to hire Terry Smith after missing out on 1,000 coaches, after saying that you decline Urban Meyer of all people, after saying they told Will Stein that he's too raw, and after declining and basically just pushing Brian Hartline to the side. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm on 247 right now, Mike, and I keep on pressing load more.
Oh
Here we
Penn
are.
State.
Yeah, a number 150, which means everybody remember there's 134 D1 schools. They're at 150. Army has a better recruiting class. North Dakota State has a better recruiting class. Navy, shout out to Navy, beat Army this week. Screw those backpackers. Akron, Harvard, Cal Poly. Mike, this is wild.
So the two players that they have that have signed their letters of intent are from Pennsylvania. So you probably had this quarterback, Peyton Falzon. He probably always wanted to go to PA. This Jackson 4 one shows he's a 4-star national top 300 kid. He sent in his paperwork, but here's the thing is defensive wise, there are some guys I could see playing for Terry Smith and staying, right? But offensive wise, it's gone. And I mean, when you talk about this, when the transfer, you spoke about the transfer portal, that's what made me think about Penn State, is because how many of those players from Penn State, when the portal opens, are going to go to Virginia Tech and other places? I mean, we're expecting a couple, maybe, definitely one player on that roster that'll be transferring to Ohio State. So Garrison, what is going on, man? What's going on at Penn State, man? Because they told me that firing James Franklin, that was the best thing for this program, bro.
And we talked about it, Mike. We talked about this.
I said it was, you cannot make emotional, like we learned this in church. I learned this a few months in church, bro. That feelings are fleeting. You cannot make decisions.
No. Say it again, Mike. Say it again.
Feelings are fleeting. You cannot make decisions based off of feelings. 1 minute you can be happy, the next minute you can be sad, bro. And here's the thing. I'm about to show you how those feelings are fleeting, because Penn State fans were on top of the world when they made the college football playoffs for the first time in program history. And then their feelings from preseason to the UCLA game or all changed in an instant like that. This is what I'm saying. That's why you cannot make emotional decisions based off of feelings. And here's the thing, when we tried to tell them, Garrison, when we talked about this, and all the fan base wants to blame Pat Kraft. No. You guys are just as responsible as Pat Kraft, because you guys pushed him to fire him. You didn't make it easy. You didn't sit here and say, oh, let's give him a chance. You pressed the button for him. And then when he did it, you backed it up and said, this is the greatest thing that has happened to Penn State. You guys are idiots. You have wanted to try to sit here and compare yourselves to Ohio State, want to be Ohio State so bad, it's ridiculous. Now you will have probably set your program back 10 years, and now Indiana has passed you. Northwestern has passed you. And guess what? Pat Fitzgerald at Michigan State is probably going to pass you.
Boom. Yeah, and actually, while we're here, Mike, we talk about more than I thought we were going to talk about, honestly. Yeah, Steve right here, Pat Fitzgerald is Michigan State to Dan Antonio football. I'm going to be honest, man.
It might be better.
Because I don't know how many times I have to have this argument with specifically, the other fan base over there on the other side of the state. Michigan State is not some poor ass program, bro. And over the last 25 years, Mike, have they not been a top 20, top 25 program? Michigan State, man, and I talked about this in the space, man. And it's something like I don't know if a lot of people know about this. And he's been helping out a lot around Chicago area schools. That's what he's been doing for the last few years since he got fired. That's what he's been.
He about to lock down the state.
He
It's
about to lock down
a
the sky. Like I don't think people in Michigan State, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? Because I mean they are my hoops team. But you know, growing up in the state and always hating the team in Ann Arbor, I've always had a soft spot for that program. And honestly, when Mark D'Antonio came and won a national championship with Ohio State and went there and dominated them, it grew even more. Listen, we can't sit here and lie. There is a what do you call it, weird or not? There's a type of relationship that Ohio State and Michigan State have, and most of it has to do with the fact that we share the same hate. And no, I want them to do. The Big Ten's better when they're good. It's beautiful when they're good.
Yeah, it actually is. And people think, you know, they was like, oh, all y'all have had is Ohio State and that team up north up there. And it's like, actually, nah. Like, Michigan State was actually the ones who was actually, you know, carrying their water and actually doing something. You know, they were putting guys in the league, developing. Putting out the Le'Veon Bells, the DBs, all the linebackers, they was going crazy over there,
Mike,
man.
there was a time, Mike, where I was telling Michigan fans, I look at that, man. I look at them over with y'all right now. My team is struggling with them. like there was an actual time period where Ohio State and Michigan State had to get through each other to get to the Big Ten championship. That's a fact. Right. And it wasn't just a short stint.
It was what, like 20, was it? What was it? 20, I know it was 2013. Was 2012 part of it?
Yeah.
I know 2013, 2014, 2015. And I want to say what 2016 was probably like our last battle.
No, our battle, yeah. Because I mean, the last time we had like a highly ranked game with them was the Mel Tucker year when they had K9. It was a top 5 matchup, top 10 matchup, and we the hell out of them. But I mean, man.
But it has started. Yeah, I want to say I was about to say like the 2017 or 2017 it started to fall off or whatever because the whole D'Antonio was about to leave and all of that, and then he got back up for that 1 year and it ain't been the same.
Mel Tucker can relate to getting back up. So before we get out of here, speaking of Michigan State, there's somebody that just hit the portal, Mike. And with Cardell Tate leaving, you know, we got Jeremiah Smith coming back next season. We're still waiting. I think Quincy Porter will see his development into next year, and same with Mylan Graham. I think we need to go after Nick Marsh. Listen, pause. But that's a nasty man. But I think we kind of knew midway through the season this was going to happen if they didn't have success over there with Al Smith, and he's like if I had to compare him to what he would be, he's like a lesser developed, not as fast Jeremiah Smith. He's a monster of a wide receiver. He's big, he's muscular, he can jump out of the air, has big hands, his big body, he can box guys out. What are your thoughts on him, man? And do you think Ohio State should go after him?
No, I do not think that Ohio State should go after him. I'm with Jam in here. Like Graham will bolt, and I wouldn't blame him. Like I don't think that we need to go hit the portal up, man. I think that we'll be fine. These guys just need another year of development, which I told you guys from the beginning that I believe like everybody was pushing for Graham to play this year, and I told you guys
who's out here doing that?
You and I told you guys that no, he's not ready. He still needs another year of development. I tried to tell you guys this, and I think you're going to be fine. But you're talking about next year when you're going to have Jeremiah and Brandon Ennis coming back.
Do you think Nick? Do you think Brandon? Not Brandon. Do you think Mylan Graham and Quincy Porter will be as good as Nick Marsh next year?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. Oh,
I believe so.
oh hell no.
I believe so, bro. I really believe Quincy Porter is going to be that dude. And I'll tell you this.
I do too.
Here's the issue with getting someone out the portal from a Michigan State, right? When you go to a program like that, that program, it wasn't built up like how, Mark D'Antonio had it, and back when, the years that we were just bragging about Michigan State, yeah, it was not built like that. That was not the type of program that he was at. So what happens? You learn bad habits, you get bad traits. I don't know if mentally he's gonna be ready to come to an Ohio State level like this. We seen the transition it took for Max Clare.
Max Clare as a talent. Max Clare as a tight end, Nick Marsh as a wide receiver. I'm telling you that right now.
I can you can say what you want, Garrison, but you were expecting a lot more from Clare this year than what you've been given. Flat out.
As a receiver, no. As a block, no. I mean, he's third in the Big Ten in receiving yards, and that's also knowing that Brandon Ennis, Jeremiah Smith, and Cardinal Tate are out there. Also knowing that the running backs
have to go back and find it where when you said you was expecting more. I'm gonna have to go find that video and then put it out.
As a blocker, I did. Okay. I didn't know he was that soft as a blocker coming to Ohio State. So no, that for sure.
Okay.
But yeah.
You seen, is Nick Marsh throwing anybody out the club blocking?
Yes.
You're going to have to block at Ohio State?
Yes. Nick Marsh is like that. He's like that.
I don't know about that, bro. But I like what we have, and I think that's another reason why Brian Hartline never had to go or never went to the portal, is because, again, you are teaching these guys how to be NFL wide receivers, and then you're going to bring someone in who hasn't been learning those traits. And what's the bad traits that you're going to have to move that you're going to have to basically break from them. So,
right. Well, before we go, everybody, here's a quick message here from the voice of college football.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the voice of college football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the voice of college football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select a betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
Hey, Mike, before we get out of here, I got some news for you, man. I just wanted to tell you first.
What's that?
And everyone else here can hear too. So next season, man, I got offered today the defensive back job on a varsity high school team today. So yeah.
As long as you ain't quarterbacks coach, we good.
Hey Mike.
As long as you ain't quarterback coach, man, we good, man. But yeah, hey, that's a blessing, man. But these kids need positive role models in their life out here, man. So, if it's something that you love to do, definitely get back to them kids, man.
I'm excited about the kids. I'm excited. Like I've coached track over the last few years before. But football, of course, love this sport, and being able to, go back also to, they asked me, they said, you want to do running backs or corner? I said, or DB. I said, I'll do DBs, man. That's what I played in college. So yeah, man, I'm really excited.
I would have been on them running backs, boy. Ooh, I would have been on the running back. Hey,
Nah, I gotta teach these young kids how to piss wide receivers off. Yeah, Dallas fan, listen, bro.
I only brought him up because I was gonna ask, bro, why are you tagging me in all of this stuff, bro?
Why you tagging me?
It's 3 years of BTA, not enough. Like three
Dallas
straight
fan.
years. Like
Dallas fan, I just want to remind you, your granny didn't even see Ohio State losing Notre Dame. I just want to remind you of that. Like no Notre Dame fan has ever, no living Notre Dame fan has seen Ohio State lose that game. 3 straight, Mike. 3 straight years.
Yeah. Hold on. There's no Notre Dame fan that is you would have to be older than Lou Hope to have seen Notre Dame get a victory over Ohio State. That's how old you would have to be. You would have to be older than Lou Hope. So I'm sorry, our guy Dallas saying you have never seen your team beat Ohio State on the football field ever in your life. In your life, I don't. Why are you tagging me?
If see, I don't want to block you. I don't want to block you, bro. But Mike, man, always good talking to you, brother. You have a good night, and as always, OH.
Go Bucks.